Okay, so far everything looks good. I got the cam out and whatnot. The lifters look good. There's a little bit of glitter right here in the valley pan. Obviously, we're suspecting number one rod bearing went. So let's see what we got here. All right, so we got 1 and 2 here, all loose. See what we get. There it is, bearings toast. So this one looks bad too. Obviously they're neighboring. Actually, I can catch my fingernail there. So it did get a little bit of junk here on the piston skirt. So here's a close-up of the crank. I mean, I can feel a difference between this height and this height. There's a little bump here. So okay, so all the pistons are out, main caps are off. The bearings don't look terrible. However, if you notice right here, this is the thrust bearing, what it rides on. This is a stick shift car, so when I push the clutch in, the crank wants to go forward, and there is a massive groove in here. I mean, I'm talking 30, 40 thousandths deep. And here's the thrust bearing, and here's what it should look like on this side, right? There's these notches, and here's the side that I was riding on, and it's just beaten up big time. So those grooves are completely gone, and so that means the crank was walking back and forth, and there's no oiling grooves here anymore. These pockets hold oil, right? And it's just completely smoothed out here, and there's just a massive groove in here. Right there. Look at all that clearance. When assembled, it was like 4 thou. Now it's like, looks like 1/16 of an inch or more. Thrust bearing is shot. All right, here's a look at all the bearings. The main bearings actually don't look too bad, obviously, other than the thrust here, right? That's totally worn. The oiling grooves are gone on the clutch side. All the rod bearings are smoked though. Okay, so let's summarize the damage. The thrust bearing was shot, and all the rod bearings were also shot. Number one being the one that was making the knocking noise. So now the question is, what went first, and so forth. So what I think what happened is the thrust bearing started failing, meaning the thrust end play got greater and greater over time, and that made the rod bearings unhappy because you're trying to slide the crank back and forth a good 1/16 of an inch as you're coming down with the rod and spinning, or maybe the material from the thrust bearing got sent into the bearing material of the rod bearings. I don't know, but I think the thrust went first, then the rod bearings. Doesn't make sense if it were to go the other way around. The filtered oil, or the oil delivered everywhere, looked pretty clean because really nothing got taken out by dirty oil. So the filter caught everything. At least that's what it appears like. So why did the thrust fail? That is forward pressure on the crank. And the only thing that I got going on in this car that would do that is the manual transmission or the clutch. So when I have my foot down on the clutch pedal, you're pushing on the pressure plate and the flywheel and basically driving the crank forward, giving it zero clearance and relying on any oil film that's there to protect the bearing. So I actually have been in contact with Monster Clutch, and I kind of told him the situation, and I said, hey, here's what happened. What could it be? And he's like, well, it's very possible that you have over-traveled the slave cylinder, meaning too much clutch pedal movement or whatever, and you could have been putting a lot of force down in there. And evidence of that would be pressure plate damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my whole clutch back, and they're going to be able to determine whether the pressure plate is okay or not. Now, if the pressure plate is damaged by over travel, well, that's the root cause right there. If not, well, then I don't know. But in any case, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So the crank is junk because the thrust surface is so worn away that it would be a welding repair to weld that back up and then grind it and everything. So I called around and no shop wants to really do that. They're like, it's not worth it. So what I have here is I found a good used standard crank that was mic'd, magged, and polished, ready to drop in. And that's what I bought, and I actually started assembling it. So the crank is back in. It's all mint. The clearances look good. I opened up a little bit from the last rebuild, and I'll explain that in a little bit. And then my end play now is 5 thou, or my thrust is 5 thou with this setup. Previously it was 3. Not like it matters because when you drive it forward, the clearance on one side of the thrust goes to 0 no matter what. So it's not like too little or too much end play was a factor here. It was simply 0 clearance over time and too much pressure, lack of oil, whatever, it failed. So I'm going to be running a high pressure, high volume pump this time around. And again, my clearances are going to be a little bit bigger. I want more oil pressure and so forth. I also did a modification to the thrust bearing at the parting line of the bottom, or in this view, bottom or upper shell, the oil groove. I chamfered the parting line, so that's going to force feed pressurized oil and piss it all over the thrust surface of the rear crank portion. So that's a little modification that you find all over online that people do. They just file an itty bitty chamfer on that bearing and it'll direct and piss oil right on the thrust surface. So I'm hoping, that's not a solution. It's just a thing to help, so to speak. So that's where I'm at. Cranks in, spins nice. Everything looks good so far. As far as what other things I've done, obviously I took it all apart. There was a couple bearing material pieces in the cam bearing, so I put all new cam bearings in. That's in, the cam's in, it spins nice. I removed one oil galley plug here, and I used these long pipe brushes, hot soapy water, and I pressure washed the block so it's spotless, get all that debris out of there. So basically all these long brushes, and you just really clean out the oil galleys really well. And that's it. No other changes other than just throwing it all back together, opening up the clearances a little bit and running a high pressure, high volume pump. And we'll just see how it does next spring. And I'll keep you guys posted on what I find with the clutch. And then he also, real quick on the clutch. So I told him my adjustment procedure, which is what Tick provided. And basically with the car off, car in gear, I had someone in the car push the clutch down until it released the rear wheels. I manually lifted the rear wheels off the ground and I spun the wheels. I was able to spin the wheels at a certain clutch point, and that was it. That's how I adjusted my stop. So in my mind, I don't feel like I over-traveled it, but you never know. Monster says, hey, you should measure it. So you got to get in there in the window, and he's like, hey, like half an inch or whatever it is, that's all you need to travel, and it should disengage or release or whatever. So anyway, that's kind of how I set my clutch up. We'll see if it's if I've done anything improper there. All right, so it's been a few weeks, and I just want to give an update. My clutch was sent to Monster, and they evaluated it. It's perfectly fine. And then they sent it back, and it's ready to be assembled and so forth. So the clutch is perfectly fine. It was not an issue where I was over traveling and putting more pressure on the back of the crank than normal. And I talked to Monster, and they said, hey, our clutches exhibit the same amount of force as if it were a stock clutch in terms of force on the crank. So earlier in the video I said, oh, the thrust bearing must have went out, then the rod bearings went out as a result. Now I'm not sure what to think. Maybe it was the opposite way. Maybe the rod bearings went, then the thrust. I don't know. But in any case, as you can see, I've been working and the motor's back together. It's ready to drop back in the car, which I'll start working on that here in January. But just to summarize, again, what failed was the rod bearings, the thrust bearing. Which went first, I don't know. But what I reassembled it with is I just found a good used crank that polished up. It was already polished, so I just bought it and it was ready to slap together. Went with new main bearings, rod bearings, cam bearings, new oil pump. Obviously cleaned everything really well, and new head gaskets. And then a couple other little bits here and there. So I mean, that's it. That's what I changed, and it's going to get back together and it'll be ready for spring. So that's that. Now I want to go over to the workbench and I want to show you the modification I made to the thrust bearing shells to help piss more oil on the thrust. So I just want to kind of share that with you. Okay, so here's the old thrust bearing. You can see it's nice and shot right there. So anyway, when bearings are assembled like this, they're not exactly round. They're lemon shaped. They're wider here than they are here. So naturally, oil is going to come and piss out. Spent oil is going to come and lubricate the thrust, right? I went a step further and chamfered this parting line here, just right here. So, you know, these are the old bearings, so it doesn't matter what I do with it. But basically, you take a fine file, finer than this. This is just for purposes to demonstrate. So you just put a little chamfer right here, along here, and this parting line is no longer sharp. It actually will bleed oil out of this groove. So if you look here, you know, oil comes in here from the oil pump. This is pressurized oil in this channel, and when it gets here, there's really nowhere for it to go except past the oil clearance. But now if you put a chamfer here, it has a nice path and it'll piss oil right here, and this is where the thrust is, right, on the crank surface. And I only did it to the backside, and that's just a modification I read about, and actually read about it in one of the bearing catalogs. I think Mahle or Mahle, M-A-H-L-E, I don't know how you pronounce that. But anyway, they said, hey, if you're having thrust issues or if you want to lubricate that more, then just put that chamfer in there. So I did that. I didn't do it for the front surface because I felt I don't have an issue there. So anyway, this is the old bearing. I would use a finer file than this and obviously deburr it a little more and whatnot. I just kind of wanted to illustrate that and hope to not solve it, but basically give a little more oil to that area. Why the hell not? Now I got a bigger pump, higher volume, higher pressure, so I just don't, I feel that that's not going to reduce my oil pressure at all. So anyway, but that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching.